All right, so previously we talked about positive space, negative space, about gesture, about yin and yang, and how to use the value, and also the importance of a negative space because you're going to worry about negative space if you want these things to stand out. So let's continue. So when you doing the actual work, actual job of drawing, all right? For example, you want to character design. There's a concept. Okay, I introduced you a lot of the concept. There's a concept called the graphic footprint. Okay. Footprint. I know it sounds fancy, right? Graphic footprint is what that? It's like a carbon footprint, right? It's nothing like that. But rather, it's like when you draw something, you need to make it instant recognizable. Okay? So that's the importance of how to use the contrast of a positive space and negative space and using the value difference to quickly get this graphic footprint to make it instantly like a stamp, right? It's like a logo, like a stamp, make it instantly recognizable. Let me just give you some of the example here. I don't know whether you folks like love or watch anime. It's like a Pokemon's anime. Like in between, you got this. For example, this is like a childhood TV, right? They will just give you a silhouette of a Pokemon and say, "Who am I?" And then, the keys will try to just guess who is this character, right? So, for example, and then who am I? And that's the Pikachu for you, right? So basically, you just get the like this will be the object, the positive space that you want to do, but you make it really black, okay? And that just to become a silhouette, like an icon things. And rest of it will be the negative space, okay? So when you doing this drawing, you tend to make something like this. You tend to make it like as if you were drawing a silhouette, like drawing this, who am I? And then I'm Pikachu, something like that. You want to make it instantly recognizable like this. And that's also a very good method of doing the character design, okay? Character design. I'm going to just see the here. Like original character. You want to design that. You want to just imagine those lights shining just behind this character and just give you this silhouette. And you want that silhouette to be very, very recognizable, like instant recognizable. Okay? And of course, there are some tricky questions. It turns out it's I don't know, some other, maybe there's like a rabbit here. And then there's like two rabbits like hugging, and then this is like a balloon, whatever. Some tricky question. But you know what? While you design things, you can use the graphic footprint, positive, right? Positive space. Positive space. Right? Negative space to make that stand out. Okay? And you can use the graphic footprint. This will be the graphic footprint as if it's a footprint, like a stamp on a table, and then instantly recognizable, like a silhouette. And a lot of drawing start with a silhouette as well. So basically, that's the fundamental that I just talked about. Using the gesture, using the positive space and negative space, using different value. This is dark into stark, like midterm, right? The local color as well as the background. You use the contrast to make it more standouts. Okay, and I also introduced the concept of graphic footprint. That's here. Okay, that's basically how to, some of the artists try to do this, make this stand out. Okay, and since we already talked about the value, remember we're just using one color here. Okay, we use the black color, and the black have like 50 shades of gray of black, right? This is like really, really dark, right? This is like a nothing. You can sort of separate this, right? You want to make this a little bit not so dark, not so dark, not so dark, not so dark. You can even like make it not so, yeah, something like this. Not even continuous. You can just using this like a multiple stroke. So even though you use a certain color, you can make it more dark and light. So using one color, you can still play around with the value, not just the positive and negative. Positive and negative is like two, like the opposite, right? Positive, negative, or positive, negative. Really, arrow can go both ways, depending on what kind of thing that you want to put that to positive, put that to negative, right? But this is just from, for example, you want quickly design character, or you do some storybook, you can quickly utilize. But I also want to introduce why, okay? Why the value like this, okay? And really simple. We see things because there's a light source that hits the object, and that light source got reflected, go back to our eyes. So that happened for a reason. We can follow it, and then later I'm going to show you how to break that rule, because art is above life. You do not necessarily become like a physics lessons, follow every light sources and all that. You can intentionally change the color, tilt it a little bit, and make it lighter, make it darker, intentionally, okay? But I want you first to understand why this value changed, why this value happens. So we are going to introduce you light and shadow, okay? You're constantly going to go back to the, this basic concept. And if you think about this, lots of jargons that's taught in the art school, like graphic footprints, positive space, negative space, the gesture and the contour, the shading and all that. It's just a way. It's just like when you learn a language. English is not my first language, but when you learn a language, you can immerse yourself into that language. You pick things up naturally, or you can learn from like a scientific way. Like you learn the grammar and then you learn that language. So all that things taught at art school is kind of like teaching you the grammar that they study a lot of great artists, and they learn from them. They give you some experience. They find some common grounds, like they find the grammar of that certain language. But of course, it's not covering all, because there are some exceptions. Basically, that's how language evolved. That's how art evolved. That's how this word evolved. So the rule may be not enough, but it's a quick and a method way to understand problems. Okay, we're constantly going to cover this. So let's first introduce you the light and shadow, and what's the reason behind it, and how to break all this rule.